that you have SQL today. Will be strictly all databases today. Then we are not meeting next week, Friday, because of Thanksgiving break. We will be meeting back on the December 1st, and that's when we'll be talking about SDA, queries, spooling, all of that stuff. And then you will be assigned your final exam on December 1st. Your final exam will be due by December 8th by midnight, and expect 3 parts of your final exam. One part will be multiple choice true false questions. Another part will be hands-on on joins and logical files and physical files. And the third part will be about databases. So what we will be learning this week and on the December 1st, around that time will be another hands-on part. So that's what I wanted everybody to know, that there will be 3 parts. So you can plan however you want to do. If you have multiple take-home midterms, again, I would suggest do this one towards the end, because this is the last course of the week, and do because some of you are taking Wednesday and Friday classes with me, so complete the Wednesday final first and then get to the Friday final. And yeah. Oh, Jacob Topping is here. Jacob, I'm happy you were able to get in, and I got your email also. Okay, anybody else joined? Like any of the other folks, or Jacob is the only person added to the list? Okay. So we have 18 count. If the count changes, I will know if more people have joined. Anyway, so let's now get to the V2 Cloud. I want everybody to log into V2 Cloud and log into green screen. You thought it was over. No, it's not. We will be using less RDI and more green screen now. Yep, you can never escape from the green world. It's all under the green initiative. In case if any one of you have forgotten about how to get it to the green screen, you open Access Client Solutions, and then you click on 5250 emulator, and that takes you to the screen. Please give me a green check once all of you are in the green screen on the main menu, and then we will get going. Okay, so we are waiting for Emilio right now. So Emilio, please let us know when you are also in the green screen. Okay, awesome. Let me clear everybody's response so we can get going. Now that we are in green screen, where will I go to look at all the members that I have created in a certain source physical file? Which utility should I go to? Which utility should I visit to look at all the members in a source physical file? strpdm, very good. strpdm. And then what option should I pick? Awesome. Okay. Dylan Bradley, we are only looking at members. So in a source physical file, so we will not go in SEU because we are looking at all the members. Okay. Now option number 3. We put in our file, FA23 initials A, and you could put your library name, ITPA, whatever, or asterisk current library. Either of the two options are good. And then you can hit enter. And that will give you all the members. We created a bunch of logical files, if you remember that. And then if you page down, you can see all the other physical file members that we created. Everybody see that? Okay. Now, if I want to see inside any of the logical file member to see what source is written, which option should I press next to the logical file? Option 5. Okay, awesome. Okay. So this tells me that the physical file it is connected with is, which physical file is this connected with? Accounts. Okay, awesome. How about the next one? That's also connected with accounts. Okay. Now comes the question, okay, do I have to manually go to all the logical files to see which physical file it is connected to? Is there a way that I can look inside a physical file and it can tell me all the logical files that are dependent on it? That's what we call them. Logical files are dependent on the physical files. Okay. So yes, there is a command to do that. And that's why I wanted you to come here. You do not have to be in strpdm to run this command, but I wanted you to see this before you look at the command. So on the command prompt, I want you to type dsp, which is display, and dbr. Let me turn on my caps lock. It's easier for everybody to see that. DBR stands for database relations. DSP, DBR, space, and now write accounts. Now type accounts. That's the name of my physical file. So I want to see all the relationships that somebody has or all the other files have with accounts. Now hit enter, press enter. So it tells you that the file you're looking at is accounts. It's a physical file. So you can see the type of the file is a physical file. Now page down. Do you see everybody in the list? So this is how in one place I can see all the dependents. Okay, F3 out of here. Page down. Do all of you have hospital as a PF? Okay, let's go to hospital and choose option number 7. What would that do? Option 7. Rename. Okay. And let's call it hospital 2 and hit enter. The hospital changed to hospital 2, right? Okay. Now let's F3. Let's go to objects. Choose option number 2 and hit enter. And hit enter again. Can you locate hospital 2? Why not? Why is there no object called hospital 2?
Do we have to recompile it?
We never compiled it. Right, exactly. So renaming a member doesn't automatically create an object. Okay. Let's F3. Let's go back to members. Enter. Let's go down to hospital 2, option 14. Compile normally. Okay. And now let's go back to objects. Okay. Can you see hospital 2 now in the list? Okay. So you can rename an object. Okay. Now, type CPYF. CPYF. What do you think that stands for? Copy file. Okay. Now hit F4. I want to copy accounts into accounts 2. Does account 2 exists? No. So come down to the create file and type yes. I want to create the file. Done? Enter. Oh, library list not allowed on leave file. Hold a second. Let me go back. Counts 2. Okay. So what I did was I replaced the library list with current library, and then I reran the command. So when you press F4, all you have to do was replace the library list with current library, and then press enter, and it will run the command for you. Okay, now the object should be created, right? Because I copied. So where do I go to check my objects? Oh, Kyle, you didn't get it? Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me share the command again. So press F4. Okay. Can you check your parameters to see if they match my parameters? Was there any particular parameter you missed? Oh, awesome. Okay. So work object, WRKOBJ space accounts 2. Work object space accounts 2. Enter. Exists, right? It tells you that it exists. You can display all sorts of stuff, but it exists. Now F3. If I want to see if accounts 2 has any data, where should I go to do that? Which utility can I open to see if it has any data in it? So run query or strdfu. So strdfu. And which option should I pick? 5. Oops. And then accounts 2. And then enter. Page down, and you can see that all the data was copied. Another way to see all the data is what Dylan wrote. That's another way to check. You can run the query by using the run query command. Run query all records of accounts 2. And that would allow you, when you press enter, it will show you the entire data set. Okay, so both commands differently will allow you. So run query will give you everything in the report form. Now notice that this is a report. If I want to go further to the right, what function key do I press? Okay, and which function key do you actually press on the keyboard? Yes, Shift F8. Shift F8, and that slightly move to the right so that you can see that cut off letters. And to move to the left, it is Shift F7. F8, Shift F7, and Shift F8. Yes, Dylan answered your question. We used to have 24 key keyboards, and also IBM uses ABCDIC keyboards, and we are using ASCII keyboards. Now, very few people, very selective people use ABCDIC keyboards. Majority of the people use ASCII keyboards. Okay. And let me show you the picture of how the, can everybody see this picture? This is how the 24 key keyboards used to look like. Okay, so you would not need to press shift. But notice that there are a lot of extra keys on this keyboard that you typically don't see on ASCII keyboards, like play. Help is over here. Help is a different key because these are not ASCII keyboards. Okay, does that answer your question? That's a little bit cleaner one, right? Did you guys notice something on this picture? Different? Yes, yes, the connector. Oh my God. Yes, I remember. I mean, like even the phones back then used to have that connector. Yeah, in the good old days when we had, wired phones. Oh, yeah. Over the period of time with the excessive use, they would go loose and, you can have a longer cord. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So when we talk about files, files are mainly categorized to be of different types. So far in the course, we have learned about physical files. We have learned about logical files. They're both considered to be files. But both of these file types are part of which category? Which category of files both of these items belong to? No, they're not program files. No. Of course, they're objects, of course, yeah. But what kind of files? Now, I'm not talking in terms of, yeah, physical file and logical file. Both of them are considered to be what kind of file objects? What kind of file objects? What is their theoretical categorization? How are they different from tables, database tables? Database tables are categorized as SQL. And what are these items categorized as? That was chapter 5. Chapter 5. There's a 3-letter abbreviation that we use for physical files and logical files. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, Dylan. Yes. DDS. That's what it is. And what we are now transitioning into is SQL. DDS predates SQL. So DDS looks very different. It's primitive, old times. And there are a lot of things that you can do in SQL that you cannot do in DDS. But there are still a lot of data items that are stored in DDS, and they are being used every day by businesses. So as we transition to unit number 10, log into Blackboard. Do not log out of V2 Cloud. Stay in V2 Cloud. We'll go back and forth. And go to unit number 10. And for those of you who are also taking IT in business, we also have a chapter on databases in that course, where we happen to learn a little bit about what is a database, data marts, data warehouses, and relational databases and stuff like that. But here we are trying to go into the hands-on part of it. And interesting enough, for those of you who are taking Intro to Programming and Database, starting next week, at least in my section, we will be starting with the databases there as well. So in this class, you will be seeing DB2 database, which is an IBM product. And in Intro to Programming and Database class, you will be seeing a Microsoft product. So, that will be, it'll be a good learning experience for you guys as to, like there's similar technologies coming from different vendors. Okay. Well, you can read that joke if you know who that character is. Yes, that's Dilbert.
Sure.
I mean, it happens every now and then that, I run into students who have never seen a Dilbert. They'll be like, what is Dilbert? So, it's an interesting character. That's what it is. A lot of office jokes around Dilbert. Yep. So if you scroll down, there is a video. What is a database and SQL? You can watch that video to learn about databases and SQL. And what I will do is I'll stop sharing. We will set aside 7 minutes or so for all of you to watch that video on your local computer. Just simply click on it and play. And then let's resume in 7 minutes. Don't worry, Caleb. There are so many things even I don't know. People talk about it in context to references of the time that predates me. So I'm like, okay, well, I have no idea. But yeah, if you say so. It happens all the time.